Welcome back, Sweden, to your Caribou Data Science channel. This is the evening of Friday, September the 17th, 2021. Before we get started here, I want to give a big shout out to the 23 people who watched this video in the last 24 hours, and a special shout out to the 18 young people who watched it. When I say 18, I mean anybody younger than me. But obviously, from the standpoint of YouTube, 18 and under are considered to be children, or not. Let's say are not considered to be adults. Okay, so 23 likes from views from Sweden, but what I'd like to see now, I did see a couple more likes, okay, but I'd really like to see 23 likes. One like for everybody who watches this video, okay? But again, a shout out to the 5 adults, and the 18 younger folks for your continued loyalty. So before we get started, well, let's take a look at this right here. On Tuesday this week, the Swedish Health Agency added 26 new deaths to last Friday. Even though the number is higher, it's not because of an increase in death statistics, but because of an unusual lag in the reporting function back to August the 19th, really over a month. Wow. Okay, so you go back, you know what, and you backdate the numbers. Because what this means is, okay, the numbers are undercounted by 26 back on August 19th. And overcount by 26 on August 16th. That means that means that's a swing between August 19th and September 19th, or September 17th. That's a swing of 52 deaths from undercounting by 26 to overcounting. I think what they should. Well, let me. But I got even a better story than this for you, Sweden. That's the state of Ohio where I live. Okay, back in February 2020, this year, the governor's office came out and they said, oops, we undercounted the deaths by close to 4,000 during the fourth quarter of 2020. Undercounted the deaths by close to 4,000 during the fourth quarter of 2020. Of course, it took them how long to catch the error? That's the first problem. The second problem is they don't seem to have any problems counting cases. Wow. Okay. No explanation for the undercounting was given, but the governor, in his infinite wisdom, the solution was to take those numbers, the missing 4,000 numbers, and add them on to February 11th, 12th, and 13th of 2021. So what that means is, for the year for the year for the year of 2020, the U.S. Not only the state's deaths were undercounted by 4,000, but that also means that the U.S. numbers were undercounted by 4,000 for that. That number rolls up to the national level. So that means, as a bare minimum, the cases for the U.S. for 2020 were undercounted by close to 4,000 in the fourth quarter. And it also means for 2021 that the numbers in the U.S., the COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. are going to be overcounted by a minute of 4,000 for the year 2020 and in the first quarter of 2021. The question, I keep coming back to the same question, and I'm beginning to waffle more and more. And that is, can we really trust the numbers? Okay. Oh, I got one more thing for you about Ohio. Not only did Ohio not do this, what they started to do with deaths, again, deaths are not cases, they're only counting deaths now 5 days a week. But it's not the same 5 days a week every week. Okay? So what this really means is we may never really know the true number of cases and deaths. The best we can do, as you'll see with Sweden, is we can sort of take a general look at the numbers and see how the numbers are really trending. I don't have a lot of confidence that actual day-to-day numbers, weekly and monthly numbers are probably a little better, simply because we can get through, because as we know in Sweden, Tuesday to Friday. Well, guess what? That's fine. I'm going to go and count. I'm going to go and do a summary by week for Sweden's numbers. That way, it's all going to even out for the entire week. Okay. So anyway, um, that's really that's really it. So anyway, Let's go and run a number to see exactly what this looks like. And here's what I'm talking about. These spikes are the number for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And if you didn't know that that's what this was, you would say, "Oh my gosh, we're almost 10,000 cases back on the, back here." When in actual fact, the numbers are closer to down to here. Okay. So what we're concerned with is not the numbers, because the numbers can't be trusted, but what the numbers are doing. And you had a long declining trend in cases. Now you're starting to see an increase in cases. Now, this is something to keep in mind about the COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccines I know about in the U.S. will not keep me from getting COVID-19. It may reduce the severity of the disease, and by reducing the severity of the disease, it may reduce the chances I'll die from COVID-19. But it comes with no guarantee. So what that means is, if every man, woman, and child in the U.S. or Sweden or Israel or whatever has been vaccinated, cases of COVID-19 cases and deaths can still continue to go up. Hopefully, deaths will go up at a slower rate. Hopefully, cases will go up at a slower rate, but they will still go up. What does this really mean? This means, in actual fact, we may never get rid of COVID-19. We may have to learn to live with COVID-19. We may have to learn to live with 100,000 or 200,000 COVID-19 deaths a year. Okay, why not? We accept what 200, 300,000 cancer deaths a year, 2 or 300,000 uh, heart disease deaths a year. Why can't we accept 200,000 COVID-19 deaths a year and get on with life? Okay. Again, we can see the increase in July, which is interesting because Israel and the U.S. also saw increases in July. And what we have here is just a 28-day moving average. Each column represents the average for the previous 28 days. So for the 28-day period ending September the 2nd, you were averaging 1,016 cases per day. Now we can see here. Now this is where that somewhere back. He said July. So that means the numbers over here we're talking about. Okay. So what I guess the conclusion we have to make is, or guesstimation, is that part of this spike here was actually deaths from August the 19th. Well, if that's your story, you're going to stick to it. So what we got here. Now we're looking at average number of deaths for 28 period. So you can see for the 28-day period ending September the 2nd, you were averaging 2.98, three deaths per day. Okay. Now what we got here is a you can ignore the fact that it says Ohio here. Okay. uh, let's try to fix this real quick, shall we? Okay, good. So let's save this here again. And let's just run this one more time and get a nice clean report. Oh, by the way, it's 7:17 in 45 minutes. I'll be doing my nightly. Speaking of this back up now. Okay, this is a little better. Okay, good. I'll be doing my nightly live stream over on Twitch. That, of course, is David J. Jackson on twitch.tv/David J. Jackson, DABIDJAYJACKSON on Twitch. This is my regular Sunday. This is my regular Monday through Friday evening broadcast here. A lot of our programming. Who knows what else may show up. I'm actually going to try to finish something I started early last night, even though I'm still not happy with the results. But anyway, okay, here we go. Back to Sweden weekly cases. You can see the increase in here. How many people were vaccinated? What about monthly cases? You can see your monthly cases are still really, really low. Really, really low. This is 50. So you had maybe 25,000 cases last month. Below that this month so far. What about deaths? Look at your crazy low deaths here, my friends. This is nothing but crazy. Okay. So anyway, Sweden, thanks for putting my little ranting and raving there. And we'll catch you Sunday with an updated report, including of course the weekly COVID-19 vaccine rollout report for Sweden. Thanks again, Sweden. And also, again, a big shout out to the 23 people who watched the video in the last 24 hours, 18 young people and 5 adults. Hey, don't forget to click on that share button, share this video on Facebook and Twitter. And also, I really appreciate a like for each one of these views, okay? Thanks so much, Sweden. We'll catch you Sunday afternoon.